I had a life before.
If you're hearing our voices, it means it's time for It's This Meets Out, the podcast where we watch the worst movies from trailer to end credits, scene by scene. So you don't have to, but maybe you should. I'm Russ.
I'm Jared.
Yeah. Yeah. Before this. Oh, it's not about us. It's never about us.
It's never about us. That's right. It was either that or you heard the man, Dawn.
Oh my god! All right, so we're back. We're back. We made it. We did it. We survived.
We did it.
We are here.
Just barely.
Yeah, barely. What are we doing? Jesus. Snack Snyder's latest film.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't call it a film.
I wouldn't give it that much credit. His Star Wars ripoff, Rebel Moon Part 2, The Scargiver, just came out, I think, in April.
That's right. As we record this just a couple weeks ago.
We did Part 1. You should go listen to that because it's amazing.
Yeah.
Right? Our breakdown is phenomenal.
I thought so.
So
yeah. And as we record, it's also May the 4th. So perfect timing to watch a Star Wars ripoff.
Right? We're not going to watch Star Wars. We're going to watch a Star Wars ripoff and tear it apart. So that's good. Yeah.
Yep. We'll watch bad Star Wars.
May the 4th be with you, listeners. And also with you. Okay. Do you want to recap this? What is this?
Yeah. I'll remind you what it's about.
Yeah.
Because I forgot already too. So Korra and surviving warriors prepare to defend Velt, their new home, alongside its people against the Realm. The warriors face their past, revealing their motivations before the Realm's forces arrive to crush the growing rebellion.
I love how that tag, like that logline, is just as much exposition as actually in the movie.
Yes.
Like literally, the warriors face their past and revealing their motivations. Like,
yep.
What?
And filled with just as much nonsense in terms of like why.
Like, we're calling it Felt, by the way, Velt. And the Realm. I didn't know they were called the Realm. Maybe that was in there somewhere. I don't know.
I mean, they usually say I feel like they call it the Imperium. I'm like, what is this, Dune? Like,
how do you rip off a movie that's fantastic and make it that terrible? I don't know.
You can't know. No one can know.
No one can know. How do we do for our prognostications?
Not great, because we both forgot that the princess was a character we met in the first movie.
Right. I thought
We
about that. I was like,
it was a child.
Yeah. That's right. We thought that was gonna be the Child of Fire, and we're like, oh yeah, right. No, that's not. It's just her. Korra.
Child of Fire is meaningless. Yeah.
Yes. I don't even know what that means anymore.
No one does. Scargiver also meaningless. Like,
Korra is the Scargiver, but we still don't understand.
They don't explain it.
Right. Of all the things they don't explain, because they explain everything in this movie, they don't explain that.
Yep.
Like, why is she the Scargiver?
She gives the character a scar at the end of the last one, and then they bring that up several times. Like, a scar from the Scargiver.
You don't get the title Scargiver because you give one scar. You have to give many scars to be called Scargiver, right?
One would think, or you scar the king or something. But like, the king is just dead. Like,
yeah.
Where did she leave a scar?
Unless it's supposed to be like more meta, kind of like she left a scar on the Imperium here, because
on the Empire, right?
On the Empire, maybe that's more
because the princess, or okay.
I'm giving them so much credit on that one.
The Realm, yeah, the Realm that they never reference again, like outside of the log line.
Oh my god!
So our predictions were not good this time.
No, we were way off.
Yeah. I think we both thought there would be more action or adventure or plot development
or fun.
Just
general fun. This was boring. How was it? How was the movie? It's boring.
Yeah, if you're gonna have a bad time, listeners, don't watch this movie.
Yeah, listen to us because we'll make it better. Okay. Do you want some quick info on this one?
Please.
Do you? Okay. I'm just asking.
Yeah.
This is directed by our enemy of the pod, Snack Snyder.
That's right.
Sorry, but
firm enemy of the pod. Mortal enemy of the pod.
There's more Zack Snyder movies we can definitely do. I mean, I'm dreading it, but we can. It's under 30%. But one of the Superman movies is there. I don't know
which one. Man of Steel.
No, I think it's the other one. It's Batman versus Superman one. I think that one's under 30%.
Oh, I think you're right.
I don't know if I can handle watching that again though.
Well, we might have to.
Zack Snyder month.
Yeah, listeners, do you want more Zack Snyder?
Let us know. Who is at fault for this? Because as we know, it comes down to scripts, right? It comes down to the blueprint. That's who. That's right. That's truly who to blame. So right off the bat, Zack Snyder.
Yeah, at least partially responsible.
Yes, partially responsible. At least he shared it with 2 other people, though. Kurt Johnstad and Shay Hatton. I don't. Okay. Did they
do the first one?
I was just asking myself that question, and now I'm asking the internet that question.
Perfect.
So John, I was about to call him John Kurtzstad.
John Kurtzstad.
That's a much better name. You know what? You're John Kurtzstad now.
Yep.
It makes more sense. So he wrote 300. Oh yeah. So he was definitely a part of the part 1, Atomic Blonde, 300 Rise of Empire, the sequel that no one wanted.
He's in the Snyderverse.
Active. He's only done 7 things, but he did 300. He's a Snack Snyder buddy. So.
Yep. In True Vengeance. Interesting.
Yeah, I don't remember that one. 1997.
I feel like I saw that for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't recall, but.
And Shay Hatton he's got 9 things here.
Oh wow.
The first thing he has listed is John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum, the worst of the John Wicks, I would say.
Never seen any of them.
Yeah, you should watch the first one. The first one's good. The first one's first one's a lot of fun. Second one's, I would say, is also good. Okay. And then the third and fourth one are just like
Tokyo Drifted.
Yeah. And then the third and fourth one are just like too much. It's like, okay, it's the same thing. We're playing a video game now. Okay. And then he did Army of the Dead, which is a Zack Snyder film.
Right.
Netflix one. I know you did last summer the TV series Army of Thieves.
Wasn't bad. One episode of the TV series there.
Yeah. And Army of Thieves, that was also another Zack Snyder, right? Netflix gem. Nope, not Zack Snyder, but he was part of writing it because it was a prequel to Army of the Dead.
Got it. Okay, I didn't see either of those.
Army of the Dead is it's fun. It's stupid. You know, if you go in being like,
presumably.
Yeah. If you go in thinking like this is gonna be this dumb movie to watch, like which most Zack Snyder movies are.
I watched the Unfrosted movie last night, the new Seinfeld Pop-Tart movie. Fun and stupid. Just what I wanted.
Sometimes it's just what I wanted.
Yeah, star-studded. You should watch it if you appreciate Seinfeld at all.
Yeah, I do. I'm into that. So he's actually he wrote John Wick 3, Chapter 3, bunch of Netflix Zack Snyder stuff, Army of the Dead, Army of Thieves, Day Shift, which I haven't watched. It was with Jamie Foxx.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if we can do that one. And he wrote John Wick Chapter 4, which by the way, like everyone was like, this movie's amazing. It's him and like
him
and like 2 other people. But it wasn't this might be a hot take, but I don't think John Wick 4 was that great.
Dang, listeners, come at us.
And
John Wick 4.
And then he's done Rebel Moon Part 1 and Part 2. So
okay, so we definitely had this discussion already.
Yes,
at least once.
Yeah, we definitely did back in those other episodes. So
neat. All right, so the same crew here are to blame.
Yeah,
that's good to know.
Yeah, the trifecta. You just need to trifect not.
Yeah, and they've written a lot. It sounds like because they've already written like the next several movies for this series. So
Netflix is gonna be like, all right, we're gonna pull. But the problem is like it probably landed on the top 10 in the first weekend. So of course, I'm like,
sure,
whatever, right? And there's
Snyder
fans. Like, how many Snyder fans do you think signed up for Netflix to like?
None. That's like I don't know how Netflix is continuing this model.
I don't either. I don't
we'll just dump money into it to attract subscribers. I'm like, I don't think you're getting lots of new signups. Like,
I think this is it. I think you've hit, like, everyone has it.
It's pretty saturated. Yeah.
Everyone has Netflix. This is it. You're done. Like,
what do I know? I mean, they did the account sharing thing, which I think forced a lot of people to sign up. So like they got a lot of new subscribers out of that. Like me.
Yeah, it worked.
I wasn't paying them.
It actually worked. I was like, oh, this seems like a bad idea. We tried doing that. Remember? We tried doing the old our software company.
From way back when.
Yeah, we were the pioneers of locking people out of their accounts if they were sharing passwords.
That's right. People love that. The difference is we were B2B software and nobody cared. And this is Netflix and everyone wants Netflix.
Yeah, I guess they have a better thing going. All right, so that's who we have to blame. John Kurtzstad, Staz Nair, and Shay Hatton.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. We should
hate them.
Yeah, I do too. Are we? Should we do interviews on this podcast? Like, should we try and
talked about it?
I mean, Shay Hatton. Like, what else is he doing? Like, I could probably reach out and be like, "Hey, do you want to talk?"
Oh yeah, that guy's doing nothing.
He's working on. He's penning part 3. Is what he's doing.
Yeah,
the caregiver.
The caregiver. Yeah, it's like actually a big care.com promo because Netflix wouldn't give them any more money. So they're like, all right, brought to you by care.com.
All right, so who's in this? So the same cast as before.
That's right.
It hasn't changed. There was no one new, I don't think, in this movie.
I think I was going to say, wasn't the second in command guy, like he had a little bit more of a role in this one, but he was in the last one.
Yeah, he had a little bit more, but I'll go through it anyway. So we have Sofia Boutella. She plays Cora, our hero. Is it Djimon Hounsou?
I think Djimon. Yeah.
Djimon Hounsou.
Yeah, I should have looked that one up.
We should have looked that one up.
Our bad.
Hey. Sorry.
We're imperfect.
Just make mistakes. He plays Titus. Ed Skrein plays Admiral Atticus Noble. I was like, is that Michelle? No, it's Michiel.
Yeah.
Michiel Huisman plays Gunnar. Bae Doona plays Nemesis. Ray Fisher plays Blood Axe, who was in
flashbacks only.
Flashback only. Antlery Hopkins, Sir Antlery Hopkins, plays Jimmy the Robot. We will not call him James, by the way.
No, that's weird.
That's stupid.
Like they tried to make it part of the plot too. I was like, this is so stupid. I'm so mad.
Stupid. He's Jimmy the Robot.
Yeah.
Staz Nair is Tarak. That's Abs McConaughey. Elise Duffy is Milius. I don't know who that is.
Who's the person that we couldn't remember she's the woman who is like not really a main character, but kind of a main character.
But just like joined the team at the end of the first movie. You're like, who is this person? Okay.
Yep.
That makes sense.
Blood Axe's lover.
Yes. Right. Kevin Stidham plays the dreadnought officer on the bridge.
That's right.
Nice job, Kevin. Nice job.
Great work, Kevin.
Rotten Tomatoes, 15% critical. That's a critical hit. Critical hit.
Critical.
Critic hit. 15%, 50% audience. Yikes.
So I thought it was like some kind of Rotten Tomatoes Google bug thing recently when I was like, anytime I look up a movie lately on Google, it's been like giving me a much higher score than I thought. I think they changed it so that it picks like the highest one because it's saying 50% if you Google Rebel Moon Part 2. I think it's just grabbing the audience score now instead of the critic score. Yeah. I think they changed it so that it just like picks whatever is the higher one.
In a weird twist of situation here, I was going to say it's like
1550.
They basically dropped 6%. So it's 2157 for Part 1. Now it's 1550.
Yep. Just a little worse. Which I agree with. It is a little worse.
It is. It is. And the first one's bad. So
yeah. I learned nothing.
Do you want some fast facts?
Fact me, Daddy.
These are all yours, but I'm going to read them. Is that okay?
Yeah, go for it. I think I hope I wrote them coherently enough to be read.
Okay, so Staz Nair held a U.S. only contest for original ideas for aliens, creatures, or mechanized characters for the Rebel Moon world. What?
Yep, there's a contest. I need to find more details about this contest, but just outsourcing movie scripts. Just be like, why don't you just tell me what aliens should be in the movie?
Just like what?
So funny. Let us never say Zack Snyder is not a smart man. Like, he's rich as hell, knows how to continue to get money from people for doing shoddy work.
I know. I don't get it. I don't get it.
And it's not even his ideas because he's outsourcing them to random people in the US with a contest. So funny. Classic Zack Snyder.
That's a good move. Yeah, outsource it. You know what? Outsource your creativity. Just throw in an AI generator. Why not just AI generate some aliens? Just throw in a.
That's part 3. Now that they have people ideas, they can just generate more based on that.
I mean, you have so much CG going on anyways. Why not just use more computers to write you a better script?
Right.
That'd be funny. Be like, hey, can you write me a better script than Rebel Moon Part 2?
It would be like,
no.
Yes.
Yes. I'd be like, yes, actually, we can.
Hard not to.
Rupert Friend, right?
Yep.
Rupert Friend. I know who that is. Was originally,
he's in stuff.
Yeah, he's in stuff. Was originally cast as cast as Admiral Noble, but had to leave the project due to scheduling conflicts and was replaced by Ed Skrein mid filming.
Yeah, we didn't do this for part 1, but apparently before part 1, he was cast as Admiral Noble, and then they were just like, "Oh, he's actually busy because he's in more stuff than Ed Skrein at the moment." And so they were like, "Well, I guess we'll just recast this halfway through. No one cares."
That's funny, huh?
It is funny.
Okay, yeah, I know who he is. Okay, Hitman. Yep. Pride and Prejudice.
Yeah, he's in a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, he's British, right? You got to be in. If you're British, you have to be in a Pride and Prejudice movie at some point, right?
The Grand Inquisitor in the Obi-Wan series.
Oh, that's okay. Okay, cool.
Like good Star Wars villain that probably would have been a good fake Star Wars villain.
Oh, he played. Right. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
that's fun.
So anyway, yeah. So we could have gotten a slightly better Admiral Noble, maybe.
Yeah, I don't. Ed Skrein. I know. Sorry, bud, but I don't know.
He's fine. I think everyone did the best they could with the script they got.
As we always
the
say,
performances weren't awful.
No, they're fine. It's just everything else.
Right. It's just the material they were given.
It was just the story, the plot, the dialogue, everything else.
Right.
Yeah.
The CG, the slow motion choices.
The runtime.
Yeah, just literally everything else.
Everything else.
Yeah. Props department. Fuck you too.
It's all CG anyways.
Right.
Like the first one, you ready for the next aspect? Like the first one, an R-rated extended cut is set for release after the film's initial release. What? Oh, that's right.
Yep. They did it with the last one, which I did not watch. Obviously.
So what, we're going to see Atticus Noble's head get actually chopped off?
I think that's what it is. I think it's just going to be like some more blood and violence. And
just, I was talking to someone the other day, like, director cuts and all this sort of stuff and different releases. Just make the movie. Make the movie. Don't do this. Like, I get why they're doing it because it's like, oh, we get more views and people want to watch it again. Blah, blah. Just make the movie. Just make the movie you want to make.
Well, the problem is
make the R-rated movie. Like, just make. If that's what you want to make, then make that. Don't do this double thing here. Like,
the problem is Zack Snyder because he wanted to make a 4-hour movie. Like. They explicitly say that for a lot of these. They're like, oh, yeah, he wanted to make, like, this was supposed to be one movie. Part 1 and part 2 were supposed to be one movie together. That's why they filmed at the same time.
Which we were just discussing earlier. It should have just been one movie.
Yeah. And I think they had like 6 hours of footage between the two of them. And so they were like, well, yeah, I know.
I know. Well, hold on. But that's like, does that count for slow-mo time, though?
Probably, yeah. This one I feel like had less slow motion until like the end.
Yes, I think so too. But then it had like all the stupid subtle moments of like them jumping into a river, her jumping off a bridge and shooting. It's like, why? Why do this? Why are you doing this? Zack Snyder's he's a cool shot guy. That's what he is. He's like, this is gonna be a cool shot. It means nothing though. It means nothing to the film and what's the story, what you're doing here. Like,
it doesn't add anything. It doesn't give us extra content. It's really just eye candy that's not even that good. just find
the regular time frame and just run it. Don't, anyways.
Yep. He wants to include everything in everything.
Oh man, this is a fun one. So part 2 received over 16.6 million in tax credits from the state of California for spending over 83 million on production in the state.
Yep. Yeah, which like does not offset the 83 million, obviously. We didn't get into budget numbers because it's a Netflix movie and we don't really have like a good budget, but like, we know it's more than 83 million.
It's definitely more than 83. Well, didn't we talk about this in the first one though? Because didn't they shoot a lot of this at the same time or no?
They did because it was supposed to be one movie.
Right. So I think they did a lot of this at the same time. So it was probably just like reshoots and like some filler stuff that they did later on. But it was probably all the stuff they did later on was like all the CG like ships and bullshit, right?
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure this is probably a $300 million project between the two movies at least, right? Like has to be.
Because the haircuts too. I mean, well, they can do hair, but
Yeah, expensive haircuts.
yeah.
The wig department really was sucking up the budget there.
Always look at the scalp. That's crazy. 16 million in tax credits. Wait, we should get a tax credit for doing this.
Absolutely.
State of California. Come on.
We're doing a service to the people.
Yeah.
You don't have to watch this.
Oh my God, really? Okay. So these are fun because I didn't come up with these, so I'm just reading them as we read them.
Yep.
Staz Nair stated that the total number of films in the series will be either 4 or 6.
Yep. Depending.
It means there's more. Sorry, remember, always finish the sentence. Don't stop mid-sentence.
That's right. This is 2 sentences, but I don't know why they broke it up this way. But
depending on whether or not the second and third entries of the trilogy each get split into 2. What?
Right. Exactly. It's supposed to be a trilogy, right? Originally, it was supposed to be a trilogy. This is part 1 and part 2, like as in one part of the trilogy. Then there will be at least 2 more movies. If they decide to split them into 2 movies each, like this one, there will be 6.
I hate this.
6 movies to make a trilogy.
Like this.
Incredible effort, Zack Snyder.
Like the logic in this doesn't track at all. Like,
yeah, just Netflix is like, oh, let's get a trilogy going. Zack Snyder's like, oh, that's a 6, right? That's a 6 movies. That's what trilogy means.
I think it's a sixology. Is it a trilogy if you just decide to like kind of just cut a movie?
Make it 6? No, it's not. It's ridiculous.
Okay.
But there are 3 stories, I think. There's 3 stories, and then
that's a very we're using that term loosely, right? Stories?
Yeah. Right. And then he just takes a long time to tell them. Twice as long as normal.
Oh my God. Hour and 45 minutes and make it R-rated. Just do one thing. Just
learn how to edit.
Zack Snyder just feels like the that person you meet and you're like, oh, they're just trying too hard. Like they're nice, they seem fine, right? But then you're like, you're just trying too hard. Just settle down. Be
listeners,
yourself.
Think about
be yourself.
Be yourself. Well, unless yourself is verbose. And then don't be yourself. Like listeners, think about all the friends you have that are good storytellers. They edit themselves as they go.
As they should.
Right.
And you know when it's a bad story because you just walk away from them when they're telling it, right?
Exactly.
That's
just like this movie, where clearly Zack Snyder has never learned to edit anything. He's like, oh, but I like that part. That part's so cool. And you're like, no, it's not.
You imagine how you made one movie that like put you on the planet, 300. You made one movie that was a huge hit, and then you can do or think you can do whatever you want.
Yep. Well, because people are enabling him. And 300 wasn't like wildly like I feel like I remember at the time I was like, oh, a 2-hour movie, like that's pretty like that's
I didn't even see it. I don't even think I even saw that movie.
Oh, I saw it in theaters.
Yeah. I think when did I come out? Like that was like early,
maybe more than once.
It was like early 2000s, right? I definitely didn't see it in the theater, and I think I maybe watched it in like at college parties because I was in college at the time because I'm old.
That makes sense.
I'm an old bastard.
You were after college at the time because it was like senior year of high school for me when that movie. It was 2006 when that movie came out.
That makes that tracks. Okay, so I was 2 years into living in Boston, so yeah. I don't think I saw it in the movie theater. I think I didn't care. I was like, I don't care.
Yeah, because I think that was rated R, I believe. So I think it was. I think it was like when I would turn 17, and I was like, "Oh, I can go see an R-rated movie now. Let's go see 300."
That's funny. I was meanwhile just drunk in a bar and like I don't care about this movie.
That's right.
But it's got our friend of the pod, Gerard Butler, though, right? Gerard Butler.
Gerard Butler.
Gerard Butler. We need to do a Gerard Butler movie.
It's been a minute.
I miss him.
Yeah, there's plenty of crappy ones. So.
You know they're making like a Geostorm or a Greenland 2 or something like that, which didn't make any sense to me because I thought that was like
pretty self-contained.
Yeah, I thought it was like about climate change and the world ending.
Damn it!
How do you make a sequel to that?
Well,
still ending.
Yeah, they're like, you guys, we figured out how to use oil forever.
He's literally gonna be a movie called Global Warming.
Yeah, geodust, like what's left after the storm.
Jesus Christ. All right, that's all the fast facts we have. That was semi-fast.
Yeah, medium fast. Not too bad.
All right, do you want to... wait, did I say fast fact me? No. Do you want Hollywood bitch me?
I said fact me daddy. Yeah.
Okay, all right, we did that part. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Nope.
The only time
Your favorite.
the only time I'll swear, unless you listen to like the first 10 episodes we ever did, because I think I was swearing a lot back then.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I swear more than you now.
You do. It's true. We were also
Yeah.
drinking more when we were doing those episodes.
That's right.
Yep.
Let's get back to it. Right, the empty classics.
Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, health is for losers.
It's bullshit. Just enjoy your life. Okay,
That's
so
right.
you want Hollywood pitch me on that?
More than ever.
This is gonna be fun.
Yeah. So this movie is very obviously, this is like, I think actually very obvious. Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers
Yep.
meets Flower Power.
We're done. Say no more. Should I just say mine? We'll move on.
I mean, kind of. I do have some notes.
I'm trying to save us from having to get into this.
Yeah. I appreciate that, but we're going to have to talk about this movie at some point. So Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, won a wildly celebrated sequel, like arguably one of the greatest sequels in movie history, right?
Oh,
Like
don't
yeah,
ask
like
me that
Godfather
question.
Part 2, like
I don't bring that up to me. Don't.
No?
No.
you don't like the Two Towers?
I
Oh boy. You're not as much of a loader guy.
I'm not a loader guy, and I just was like, I don't know. I think there was yeah.
I mean, this movie's also had problems with excessive length, but that's a Tolkien thing.
Well,
More than a
yes.
Peter Jackson. I mean, Peter Jackson too, but
Peter Jackson's kind of like the early 2000s Snack Snyder there, though. I think like
a little bit, yeah.
no slow mo, but it was just like egregious. Like I'll tell
There's
you,
slow-mo. Yeah, in case you don't remember the Two Towers, there's slow-mo.
yeah, because I didn't watch it. I'll be honest, but
You didn't see it? Oh my
I
god.
don't think I did. I don't think I did. I didn't read it and
Incredible.
I didn't see it, and I think I was just like, I have a whole thing with Peter Jackson. I won't get into it. I
didn't
won't
know
get
you
into
had
it.
a thing with him.
Yeah.
Who did he hurt? Where did he touch you? Show me on the doll.
Just show me on the chart.
Yeah.
I have
Okay,
a cardboard cutout of me, and I'm just like pointing to like where.
that's right, listeners. You can't see it, but we have Russ. We each have a cardboard cutout of each other
Yes.
and ourselves
Yes.
behind us
Behind
at all
us.
times.
At all times, so we can point to where we're hurt. And right now, I'm pointing
That's
to
right.
my head because my brain.
That's right. And you actually might see us in the future. We're going to be doing YouTube videos eventually. So
Let's fucking go, right? Oh, yeah. LFG. All right. So yeah, Peter Jackson.
Anyway,
Lord of the Rings, 2 hours. That was a war movie. It
Two
was a big war movie, right? Like that's
yeah, like generally regarded, I think, as one like a top battle scene in
Yeah.
any movie.
Yeah.
Like Battle of Helm's Deep is a big good battle scene. Anyway, unlike this movie, so that's where I'm starting here. Like this is, I think, universally regarded as one of the worst sequels of any movie, I would say. And if it's not, it should be.
according to IMDb, it's dropped 6% since the first
Right.
one. So
Exactly, generally worse.
generally,
Lots of like flashback dream sequency stuff in both of these. So in Lord of the Rings, it makes more sense and actually moves the story along. In this one, they just do it a bunch.
you just do it just to do it. It's like
Yeah, they're like, well, let's just extend the runtime a little bit. Very frustrating.
How can we compact everyone's emotions and motivations into like one short 5-minute
Right.
scene?
Yep, exactly. Yeah, in Lord of the Rings, it makes way more sense to do
Yeah.
those things, but they both have them. There's resurrection of a key character that's pretty important. So Two Towers is when Gandalf comes back as Gandalf the White.
Right.
Um,
Right.
and is like a super badass battle guy and just like goes to town on villains
Yeah.
left and right. In this one, it's the villain who gets resurrected as a super badass who just goes to town on our
Yeah.
heroes.
Yeah.
A lot of
Yeah.
like Snyder-y, like
Ugh.
Justice League kind of stuff where he's like jumping into holes and slashing throats left and right.
He loves trenches. I think Snack
really
Snyder
does.
loves trenches. Like big trench
Yep.
guy.
So yeah, it's like you come back as like some kind of badass warrior after you are supposed to be dead, basically is what I'm getting at for both of these movies.
It's called Zero Stakes.
Yep. That's right. At least in Lord of the Rings, they like kind of explain it away as like, oh, like wizard, like that happens to wizards sometimes. Like it's a Tolkien thing. Like
Sure. Right.
it's from the source material. I get it. This one has no source material, so
No. Well, it does. It's called Star Wars.
yeah, right. That's right. just whole cloth out of Zack Snyder's brain and all of the movies he's ever watched. Both movies have like a kind of a stupid love story, in my opinion, of like,
Oh God, yeah.
Aragorn and Eowyn have like a thing that's like, I don't know, he like kind of gets presumed dead at some point, which in this movie, spoilers for the future, Gunnar dies, but I don't know. I'm predicting he's going to come back.
Probably. I
At
mean,
some
why
point.
not, right? Well, they burned his body though, like a Jedi.
Well, it doesn't need his body. I think he's going to come back as a Force ghost.
Ooh, I like that. All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
because why not? Rip off more.
When in doubt, if you're already ripping off, just rip off more, right?
That's right. That's right. Uh, both movies have help from like an unlikely tree monster kind of hero, because I'm calling Antlery Hopkins looks kind of like a tree monster.
He does now. Yeah, he's. I don't know. Yeah, because he lost the farm. He lost himself after
Right,
part
and
one.
then-
We're like, where's that story?
Right? And that's also like in Lord of the Rings, like I want more from the Ents. Like I'm interested in Ent culture.
And where did Antlery Hopkins, who is supposed to not be an attack robot yet, where did he get the antlers from? What deer did he kill to take?
I don't know.
Like,
Yeah, they never explained that in the
he had
first
to
one.
murder. He had to murder some life to get those.
Yeah.
But his whole thing was that he wasn't going to kill anything. Right at the end of the first
Yep.
one,
That's right. He just like popped up with antlers, and you're like, oh, okay.
you murdered a deer. You murdered a buck, like a 7.0 buck, right there.
Yeah, at least one. Like he's got a lot of antlers on his head for some reason. Like, inexplicably.
I mean, he is a sir, so I mean,
And I guess they could be alien deer with multiple antlers. Who knows?
that's true. That's true.
Just like the alien horses that are totally not horses.
Which is an extra leg.
Yeah, so stupid. And then, yeah, like I said, kind of already, the Battle of Helm's Deep is like a really cool, super climax battle that like everyone goes all out. They're outmanned like by a lot by the orcs and everything, and like you don't expect them to win, but
The underdog, right? I mean, it's
exactly.
the story. Yeah.
But they kind of pull it out and they do a lot of damage and it's great. Just like in this movie where they're wildly outgunned and outmanned,
Big time.
have no business winning this battle by any stretch of the imagination.
No, this movie could have been over in like 2 seconds. Like, just you have this big dreadnought thing, just blow it up.
Just blow up the town. Yeah. they tried to at one point.
And they failed. Like, just show up and blow it up and be like, all right, we're done.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
They take 20 minutes to move the cannons, and then as soon as the ship starts to like explode, they're like, "Oh, now the cannons are way off."
Are like, you telling me this is the only town, this is the only planet that produces wheat and grain?
Yeah, so stupid. So
I have a lot of gripes and a lot of technology gripes about this, but okay. Anyways, continue.
Well, no, but that's a good lead into my second movie because I'm done with the Two Towers now.
We're done with that.
Meets Flower Power, which is like a PBS documentary about wheat and flour production in Minnesota.
I've been to the plant out there in Minnesota, actually.
Nice.
Who is it out there?
I don't know.
The big one.
King Arthur? No, that's
but anyways, go ahead. Go for
some
it.
flour company. Yeah.
Yeah, it's huge. It's ridiculous. And like burned down because like flour, like the powder, like they had this whole thing about like how there was an explosion there because the powder. Yeah.
Aerosol flour is cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking cool, right? I mean, it's not cool when it kills people and like destroys a plant, but you know what I mean?
Right. Exactly. No, the documentary doesn't focus on that. It focused more on like how milling built Minnesota as a state and like the growth of wheat farming and harnessing of water power. And like, you got to do the milling and the.
Absolutely. Yeah. Cause they got the rivers going right there. They're like, it's like little mini waterfalls and everything like that. Yeah. That's
exactly.
Awesome.
And the first half of this movie is basically a wheat documentary.
It's
maddening. I was so angry.
It's like watching a farming simulator.
Yeah. Yes.
They harvest in slow mo, and I have gripes with that too. But we'll get there.
So many. Yeah, but they're just like they're like scything fields and they're like processing the wheat. Whatever after. Like you're literally just like learning how to make flour. Is the first half of this movie. Just like that documentary I watched on PBS.
I love it.
And that's all I got. What do you got?
All right, that was good. That was awesome. I like that. That's good. That's good. Yeah. Flower Power, by the way. Flower is spelled Flour.
That's right.
Just so you know, listeners.
Thank you.
It's spelled the British. It's spelled the British way. You know, OUR.
That's right.
All right. So, my pitch. You ready for this?
Please pitch me.
It's Field of Dreams meets Braveheart.
Okay. I mean, can see at least half of this.
So, Field of Dreams, we're getting to the farming thing.
Yep.
I know it was corn, but
Corn is a grain,
right? It's
right?
yeah, it's
Kinda,
just the idea of
I think.
farming, right? And
Yeah.
let's see what else. Yeah, so farming. There's that. There's
Mhm.
the resurrection of someone from the dead.
That's right. That's right.
One in this movie, Scargiver, it's about fighting each other, but in Field of Dreams, it's about playing catch with his dead dad.
Which don't we all
You
want that?
bring a tear to my eye right now. So we got all right. So we got the farming. We got the farming land here. We got it's Iowa. It's not heaven. No, it's Iowa. There's nothing. There's no connection there. Just wanted to say that line.
Sure.
What else is there for Field of Dreams? I was just mostly going for the idea that Field of Dreams, like, oh, this is our Field of Dreams, and the villagers
Yeah.
are like, this is our Field of Dreams.
Yeah. Unwanted sequel? Isn't there a sequel to Field of Dreams?
There is. There is, actually.
I don't think I ever saw it.
We actually have a friend of the pod that was in the Field of Dreams sequel, actually.
Who?
Friend of the pod, Taylor Lautner, is in it.
Totally forgot. We definitely covered that. I think on the last Taylor Lautner one we did, not Twilight.
No, the one where he's in Pittsburgh
The
running
train
around.
one.
The
Yeah.
train one, yeah. Yeah, he's running around being like a secret agent kind of guy. But he did all his own stunts, so good for him. Good on
That's
him.
right. Yeah.
But yes,
So, yeah.
Field of Dreams
Unwanted
2,
sequels.
Lockout, unwanted short sequel. We don't need it. Move along. What else? Yeah, that's it for Field of Dreams, I think. We have a hero. We've got, what else? We got Moonlight Graham, kind of like Antlery Hopkins, kind of saves the day at the end in a way,
Yeah.
right? Gets a hot dog out of the kid when he crosses over. Antlery Hopkins
Been there.
moves from safety robot to kill mode robot at the end, and I think helps save the day a little bit.
Some could say, yeah.
That's it. And then I'm going the warring side meets Braveheart, enemy of the pod, Mel Gibson, but it's defending your land, big war against the empire that's coming in, right?
Yep.
It's basically the same thing.
Basically the same plot, yeah.
Yeah, beautiful landscapes.
Yeah. Yeah. We got less of that in this movie than the last one, I think.
Yeah, I feel like it's the first one. I feel like they're doing more landscape stuff. This one was just like
Mostly wheat based.
mostly wheat based. Yes.
Yeah.
And what else? I think that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like funny costumes and face paint. Like I feel like Antler Hopkins is kind of covered in God
That's
knows
true.
what.
And that random character in part one, she's got the face paint with the blue, which
Right, which is
Braveheart-
kind of their thing, I think, based
Yeah.
on Deborah coming in at the end there and being
Right.
like, I also have face paint and everyone else
you should have
on my
face paint.
team.
So
Yeah.
you
That's
want to
kind of a
you got a face paint up.
questionable.
Yeah. So that's it. I was going very simple, farming movie and warring movie, and protecting your land, protecting your home, from the
I like
rebels or from the empire taking it from you. Empire is England, really the realm.
Yeah. Keep it simple, silly.
There's kings in there. There's kings that get killed, right? In Braveheart, I think. Right.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yep.
That's it.
Cool.
I think we did good.
I think we did great.
You ready to break this down?
More than ever. And listeners, little special edition here that
Do you have like Texas
I like-
fast facts? Do you have like Texas
I was going to
facts?
say. I like what I did last time with the Texas facts. Feel like
I
it
did.
helped us move along. So I've got a bunch of facts about moons and rebels.
What? This is why we're friends. This is why I love it.
Yep. That's right. May the 4th. It's Russ's birthday weekend. We got so many things going on right now.
Come on. Let's go. Kentucky Derby tomorrow.
That's right. That's right.
You know I love horses.
I know how much you love horses.
I love horses with 5 legs. Why is there an extra leg in
right.
these horses?
Because they outsource the idea. They're like, oh yeah, this is Zack Snyder's best submissions that he got. Horse, extra leg,
Like that was it.
sold.
Does it mean it doesn't mean
Zack's like, you should direct a movie.
Yeah, it's like no one paid attention to evolution, how like why things exist for the reason and to survive in a world. Like, does it need a 5th leg? No,
No,
no.
it sure doesn't. But actually, yeah. So to start us off, I was just gonna drop a quick moon fact on you.
Moon me.
So the full moon is always, I
Full.
love this, the size of a round Tylenol. even though sometimes it appears very large, right?
Oh, so
That's an optical illusion that happens because it's closer to the horizon.
right.
And then it goes away from the horizon, but it's all lights playing tricks on your brain. As far as you looking at the moon goes,
Yeah.
it's always going to be round Tylenol.
Really?
Yep. Optical illusions, baby.
Well, I mean, there is no horizon because we live on a flat Earth, right?
That's right. That's right. It's all horizon. Oops, all horizon.
It's all oops, all horizon. I mean, we're just in a giant diorama, right? This is a
Oh, like the dinner scene that we're going to get to eventually.
yep.
That's right. Okay, perfect. So anyway, moon fact number 1.
Love it. Size of talent. Okay, so we get Netflix opening credits. Here we go. Netflix, right? We get some ominous
music.
Ominous music, like epic ominous music. Grand Electric, Stone Quarry.
Yep.
These
Never heard of them except the last movie.
These are people who are like probably friends of Zack Snyder's. Like, yeah, we'll give you money to make a movie because whatever.
Money laundering. Yeah.
Yep. we haven't had a good money laundering run in a while.
We haven't.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we're just like it's just what it is.
We've been doing slightly more legit movies, I feel like, the last 6 months.
I know, and they're not good.
That's the indie hits.
So then yeah, right. The ones that are really
That's a
doing
money
job.
laundering movie. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. How much money do you need? You need the 100 grand? Yeah, I'll give you 100 grand, no problem.
I give you 100 grand, you give me 120 back.
You give me a movie about clowns and geisters.
In Russia, we have geisters, whatever kind of guys.
We've got clowns. There's clowns everywhere, right? I don't know why they're Russian. Well, yeah, I mean Russians. Whatever. They're always the bad guys, right? I mean, come on.
I think so. Yeah.
They want to put nukes in space. Like, what is this? James Bond movie? Settle down.
Generally holds true. I don't think we have any listeners in Russia, which is probably for the best.
I don't think we can.
That's right. I think we're banned in Russia. We've said Mel Gibson too many times.
Yeah, we're banned before we even started there.
That's right. And Steven Seagal, honorary Russian citizen Steven Seagal.
What a stupid thing! Jesus Christ,
what a bastard! All right.
Yep. Anyways, I give you 100K. You give me a movie about clowns and geisters. Yeah.
Yeah. Step 4, profit.
We buy blue diamonds, not real.
Nice.
You see what I did there? Yeah, because Russia.
That other movie that I forgot the name
in
of.
Serbia, or not Serbia. Where was it? Was it Serbia? No.
No, I think that was in Russia.
No, it wasn't even close. Serbia.
I mean, Serbia's over there.
Yeah, it's fine. Close enough.
Yeah, east of Italy, west of Russia. So sure.
It's across one of the 2 ponds. It doesn't matter, right?
That's right. That's right. There's only 2 ponds.
There's a Pacific one and Atlantic one. Leave us alone. All right. Let's come on.
Oh no.
Let's settle down here.
Yeah. So we start off with a ton of exposition from our buddy Anthony Hopkins. It's exhausting already.
It's so long. And I was like, oh, is he telling us something new? I'm like, oh no, he's just summing up the first part.
He's recapping the first movie, right? I told Thais last night, I was like, oh, I can watch the movie with you. And I was like, 2 reasons you don't want to. One, it's a sequel and you didn't see the first one. So like,
it's not really,
you're not going to like it.
It's really not a sequel though. It's just an extension of the first movie.
I know. Yep. It's part 2. Yep. It's like what we do. We're like, oh, our episodes are too long. We'll just split it into 2 parts.
I mean,
where's Zack Snyder? We're the enemies.
We are. Oh no, we are. Are we?
No.
Oh no. Shit.
God, are we the Zack Snyder podcast?
I think we are. Yeah, we definitely. We'll do like we'll release another episode, just like
an R-rated extended cut.
Right. Don't bleep out the 1 or 2 swears I do.
Yeah,
and it's like 4. It's like 4 hours long. God damn it.
Yeah.
All right. We are the Snack Sniders of podcasts. But yeah, certainly Hopkins just recapping the first movie for us. And again,
which we respect you too much, listeners, to do that.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
No.
And then
our first of 2 title cards.
Yeah.
Which I hate also. Why would you do 2 title cards?
We get the Rebel Moon, and then moments later we get part 2, Scargiver.
Yep. Well, we get Rebel Moon, and then we get like lots more exposition.
Yeah. So,
and then we get the rest of the title card. So dumb. Like 5 minutes later.
So oh my God. We're not even into like the first 5 minutes of the movie. Holy shit. This is so painful. All right. So Aunt Larry Hopkins does all this exposition about the first movie summary, right? Okay, we got that. And then, but we intercut into the Dreadnought where we get our villain who we thought was dead from the first movie, but we knew he wasn't dead because it's
a movie.
You got to die twice in one movie, right? To actually be dead.
James Bond style, yeah.
Yeah, you have to remove the head to actually die.
That's right. And sometimes you can still come back.
If he comes back in part 3 as just a head, like Walt Disney move, I'll be like, let's go.
Yeah. There's one thing I've learned from Futurama and Wolfenstein. It's that you can come back as just a head.
Just a head. This movie's so terrible. All right. So, yes, and we're on the Dreadnought there, and our villain, Atticus Noble.
We get tons of exposition about him too. They're like, he's alive, just barely.
Like, we're not sure how his brain is. They're like, what? Just just bring him back. Just bring him back.
No brain function for quite a while. Guess we'll see how that turns out. Is literally what the medical guy says. What is this?
Is that the one he kills later on? Thank God.
Yeah. So then they got to bring him out of the back to tank. I mean, Chrysalis.
Right. The glow sticks. I have to like bleep out every time we like reference Star Wars, like bleep it out so we don't get like pulled from Disney. Disney's gonna reach out to us and be like, cease and desist.
Hey guys. Yeah.
Hey guys.
Stop pointing out how obvious of a ripoff this is. We all make money here. But this is all from the trailer, right? So they like de-goop him. And
but the point of the scene is he's back, and he's also just like, I know where she is. She's on Feld.
Yeah. As soon as he wakes up from having no brain function for months, unclear amount of time.
Well, no, I think this picks up literally right at like moments after, because when we cut to the village, they're literally on their horses coming into town. Remember the end of part one?
They just like traveled for weeks.
No,
I thought they landed somewhere stupid.
I think at the end of part one, they were literally looking at town and like, all right, we're home. And then like this one, they actually ride into town. So
you're right.
It's a Western trope.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he's back.
Yeah. It will be done is basically how like Cassius, our number 2 guy here, is like, all right, like set course for Velt. We're going to Velt.
Get some grain.
And that's when we get the second title card. So long. so long.
And so stupid. Like why? What?
Just don't bother.
I don't want to think too much about it. I don't want to think too much about it.
Then we get to Velt, where there's like such crappy music. I hate all of the Velt music. It's like weird, folky. What was the last one we did where they like wrote stupid songs for the movie and we're like, oh, weird. What a
I don't remember, but was it part one?
Kind of recent. I don't know. Yeah, maybe it was part one. I don't know.
I have so many nitpicks about the music in this movie, which we're going to get to. The violin scene in particular. What?
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. And there's another weird music scene too. The music scene is, music is awful in this movie. But like, that's another thing that I think I compared it to Lord of the Rings in my brain because like Lord of the Rings also does like weird folk music and stuff like that from like in-universe things, but it's generally good.
Yeah.
Like, that's the difference. It's like, if you're gonna do that, like when like the hobbits are singing in the Shire and stuff, like it's silly, but it's executed well. So you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's part of the culture and the thing they're doing. Right. There was also a moment in this movie where like things were picking up later on where I think they literally stole. I was like, isn't this from the Batman vs Superman movie? Like, I think it was this is the same music from that movie. It like just
perfect.
Changed a little bit.
Perfect.
They vanilla iced it. So, all right. So the townspeople, they're I think happy. Like, hey,
they're kind of indifferent.
Yeah.
Like, oh, the heroes are here. I guess they're heroes. We don't.
I think they're probably going to bring terror to our village, probably because they're here.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
The significant 6. They show up. Yep. And then they party, and then we get
food and drink, merry.
So then we get like this subplot that's introduced here, though, with the girl from the first film, movie,
Jimmy's buddy,
the girl that got attacked by the soldiers when they first came to the town village there. Yep. Her and the soldier boy that defected and is now like supporting the village.
I just called him Soldier Boy the whole time.
I did too.
Okay, great.
So like there's this weird subplot with them throughout the movie that doesn't matter.
Nope.
I think what it's supposed to show is like, oh, I don't know. I actually don't know. I thought I had an. I
No,
thought I had.
nothing. It's a waste of scenes because they do it and like they have him like they make the soldier boy. They try to make him into a main character, kind of, where they're like, oh, he's like doing video calls with the people, and
And
you're
he's
like,
feeding them bad
it
information. He's
doesn't
like, yeah,
matter.
everything's cool, everything's good. Yeah, it doesn't matter because
Doesn't matter at all.
we're still coming down to get our grain, and we're still gonna. Yeah.
Yep, no payoff. They're not
No.
like there's not like a big reveal of like, oh, like he betrayed us. There's like he like at one point the admiral just kind of throwaway lines is like, well, guess he betrayed us, and then we're like, yep, guess so.
I think it happens like 2 seconds from now, doesn't it? Where he's like,
Yeah.
oh, yep.
It's later.
bit
It's much later,
later.
surprisingly. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. No, when they come down, they do
Yeah.
analysis of like what they're setting up. Like, oh yeah, we see what they're doing here.
Yeah, it's like he's like, oh, I think well, our boy on the ground has chosen a side, but it's like an hour from now. You're like, yeah, okay.
So then, yeah, so we get our first radio call back to, video call here, Zoom call
To Cassius.
back to Cassius, and he's like, yeah, no updates, and the guy's like,
He's like, what happened to those other guys?
oh, they're beating up the villagers, they're making them harvest faster, no big deal.
That's right. Yeah, enforcing the Empire's rules for sure.
Yes, yeah, because yeah. That's how you grain
realm.
faster. That's how you realm faster is by beating people.
That's right. That's right.
But then we get a ticking time clock here.
That's right.
Hey, soldier boy, we're coming down in 5 days for that grain.
See you in 5 days. We'll be there.
5 lunar days.
Yep.
Rebel moon days.
That's right.
And then we get Aunt Larry Hopkins. He's up there, our first voyeur spot of Aunt Larry Hopkins, right?
Yeah, watching from the mountaintops or whatever.
He does that so much.
They talk about cycles later. I think cycles is a year. They call a year a cycle, I think.
Okay.
But they don't talk about what the unit of days is.
Yeah,
I
was gonna
say
say
5 days.
Right, he does say 5 days, but I remember like, oh, how long does it take us to do a harvest? And they're like, one
Half a
cycle.
cycle.
I'm like, how long is this? Obviously, it's more than 5 days, but like,
Yeah, half a cycle. Oh my god. Like,
shit.
that must be a year.
Yeah, it's gonna be like a parsec thing.
Yeah.
God damn it, cycles. All right,
Get
so
your
then
units right.
we're in the then we go right to the Felt Longhouse here, and
Yep. Which I love how like Norse they make the
oh god, it's so
Bell
just
people. Like they
it's
say
so brutal.
skull.
Yeah, I know.
Why? It's so stupid.
This is a different planet. We're in like another galaxy
make-
here.
Make something up.
We're literally in a galaxy far, far away.
It wasn't part of the contest.
like so then this group of humans here has some sense of what Earth is and that history and Vikings and whatnot.
That's right. That's right.
Okay.
Yep. Maddening.
I mean, we don't actually technically know when it takes place, right?
No, we have no idea. Long time ago in a galaxy far away, presumably.
which is a setup for fantasy, which makes sense. Then all this doesn't. We can then go into a world of disbelief.
Let's say skull. Like, why wouldn't that be part of the content? Like, how should they say cheers in the movie? You think? Oh, do you think what's his face just improvised it?
Yep.
Like he's just like, oh, skull.
Cool. We're in a longhouse.
We're in a longhouse. Let's make it more Norse.
By the way, Vikings killed a lot of people, I think, right?
Yeah, Vikings are bastards, historical bastards for sure.
Yeah. Anyway.
Not famous for farming,
Yeah.
as far as I know. Like, yeah, I'm sure they also farmed a bit, but they had a lot of fish. They were eating a lot of ocean stuff.
A lot of ocean stuff.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Sorry. So Scargiver's this is gonna take us a long time because all these scenes
we'll
are so
have to-
stupid. We'll have to speed
There's
this up.
scenes we're gonna skip. I'm sure there's scenes we're gonna skip. There's so many montages. This is like a kissing booth movie.
I'm like a half a beer in. I'm gonna skip a lot of them, but this is so stupid. So she's like, yeah, hey, she's talking to like the main dude and that other guy who's like was like the love interest, not a love interest, but he was flirting. He's like, hey, what's up, Scargiver? You know,
What's up, baby?
yeah, he ends up dying. Spoilers alerts. I should say spoiler alert. He dies, but I said he dies and then spoiler.
Is he Den?
Yes, Den.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, like the room.
That's right. Like the room. Just like a comfortable place you go.
Yeah, kind of useless.
Yep,
You don't need
kinda
them.
useless. That's right.
No one's like, here's my den. Great. For what?
Just like this character.
Just like, useless.
Yep. Yep. But they're
Um,
like, he's like, no, the admiral's dead. Trust me. And they're immediately like, that's not true.
No, it's not true.
Like he's definitely not dead. I'm
So,
sure.
so like literally 2 seconds later, the soldier boy and the girl come in. He's like, man, that's not true. It's like, what?
Yeah, they're gonna be here in 5 days. Like, I thought you killed him. I did. Well,
I threw him off a cliff into the beach. Yeah. Okay.
and then Titus is like, assemble the villagers. We need to talk. What? What is this movie?
And
Already?
then Titus just gives like this rally of the troops speech out of nowhere. Like
At sundown, like hours later. Like they're
and
wasting so much time.
and by the way, this is like moments. This is like maybe a day within 24 hours of them returning, right?
Right. That's right.
And he's all of a sudden like, I'd be like, who is this guy? Who's this new guy? Like, why are we listening
Who's this
to
new
him?
guy?
Yeah.
I don't know. Dark days lie ahead of us all.
Oh my god! And as we learn that harvest takes a cycle, he's like, "Well, you got 3 days," and they're like, rubble. Well, guess what? You're gonna get it done because you have a montage later. So,
Yep. And this is also when they exposition set up the plan where they're like, the grain is our most valuable asset. It's both a bargaining tool and a shield. Like we'll put the grain in places that they don't want to destroy it, and also we'll use it to give them grain. And everyone's like,
what?
except
Which
for
also,
then
yeah,
the Norse boss there is like, you heard the man, Dawn. What?
dawn is when shit goes down.
Farming happens, yeah.
Get some rest, punks.
Farm faster.
But I think all the farmers are like, yeah, but we can't force grain to grow any fat. Do you understand how farming works? Like we can't.
I think it's grown. They're trying to harvest. The harvest.
Oh, that's what. Oh, yeah, it's just a harvest, right? The harvest takes a cycle, which we don't know how long that is.
Right.
But we have 5 days and we get it done in 3. So
Yeah. Yeah. That's the other thing too. They're like, we have 5 days, and they're like, well, we need to do it in 3. And you're like, what are you doing with the other 2 days? Like,
yeah, do it in 4.
training, I guess, for battle.
Yeah.
Like you're farmers. They're not gonna I mean, they are all incredibly good shots.
Yeah, apparently.
So.
Yeah. And we'll get to that. All right. So then we get Felt Night here, and not Fortnite, but Felt Night, and we got Cora and Gunnar going for like a walk, a little walk and talk, and
yeah, I think I called him Goon for the whole time in my notes because he's kind of a goon.
He's kind of a goon. But so they go for a walk and talk, and it's like just to build their relationship, I think, like to show that they, have a thing. It still just doesn't
Because they don't.
Because they don't. It doesn't feel like they do at all in any shape or form.
They have no chemistry, but he's like, oh, you know how scary it would be to be in a battle? He's like, I was so scared in that last battle. I thought I was going to be, but then it wasn't that scary.
Oh my God.
I wasn't afraid of dying. I was afraid of losing you. And you're like, and then I wrote my notes. Oh, fuck. I hate this so much.
We're 5 minutes in.
Yep. And then they kiss, and there's like a sunset silhouette, and there's birds chirping, and it's very romantic.
We got dual sunsets. Not a Star Wars thing at all.
Not a Star Wars thing at all. Doing a silhouette with the sunsets, not a Star Wars thing at all. Never happened in a movie before.
Never. I don't think there's even a song called Dual Sunsets, I think, in the Star Wars universe.
Binary sunset. But
Binary, that's what it is.
Yeah, that's why it's totally different. This is a dual sunset.
Did we see John Williams once or twice?
I've seen him like 3 or 4 times. With you, I think at least once, maybe twice.
Maybe twice. Yeah. It was pretty awesome. We saw John Williams together at the BSO, I think. Yeah. It was pretty awesome.
Well, is that the theater, but I think it was the Pops that he's conducting.
Yes, yeah, that's what it was. Okay. It was pretty cool. Ugh.
Excellent show. So they just do a bunch more exposition. So they're in bed. It cuts to them being in bed, and he's like, wait, so you're the most wanted criminal in the universe. How'd that happen? And she's like, well, let me tell you then this the real story. Because I didn't tell you in the first movie. I was raised by Belisarius, and I was a decorated warrior and a friend of the royal family, and like yada yada, the daughter making the key. Like, we're just re-explaining the first movie again. And then they're like, well, you know what to show you better? A flashback.
And so this is the scene with, we can cruise to this, but this scene is infuriating. So this is the scene where we have the king walking into a room with Belisarius and a bunch of soldiers, and the king being Cary Elwes.
Yep.
From Saw fame.
Sure.
See what I did there? Bring it back to Saw, because we're going to do Saw soon.
Oh, nice. Yeah, good
Yeah,
one.
stay tuned for that.
Kira will like that.
She will. So Carrie Elwes, right? He's the king with the fakest of beards, but then he meets Belisarius, who's got the fakier of fakest of beards, right?
That's right.
And basically, it's a big setup. But when he walks into this
Big
room,
fake beard off.
it's a big fake beard off, and Carrie Elwes is like, "What is the meaning of this?" And his beard is like kind of ruffling in the air.
Mhm.
So to set the scene up, though, so he walks into the room, and there's like 4 or 5 cello and violin player. Like they're playing the music that we're hearing.
Yep. And instead of making them like aliens or look cool, they just
Masks.
put black bags over their heads. It's basically just like sacks on their heads, right? It looks so stupid.
This scene is so infuriating for so many reasons. I was laughing out loud. I was like, I was like, the music is like, violins. It's intense because like, there's gonna be like a big, obviously coup here. Like the second command is gonna kill the king, blah blah. And then they cut to the violin. I'm like, the violin people are actually in here playing the music. Wouldn't the king be like, why are they playing the somber music right now? Am I about to get killed? Like what?
Yeah, and he literally walks in and goes, "What's going on?
What's going on?" Harry,
the Queen's like, "Sweetheart, what's going on?"
Oh my god, Carrie Elwes, by the way, looks like Will Ferrell in like some SNL costume set up with a beard.
Yeah. They still haven't figured out what's going on. All of like the other weird soldiers around are like whipping out these huge knives, and you're like, how can you not tell what's going on?
What's happening right now?
He's still like, I'm confused. Like, why are they pulling out their knives?
And Cora is there because she's like supposed to be like the protector
assassin.
of the assassin, whatever, right? Yeah. Well, yeah,
secret assassin, protector of the princess.
Oh my god! And the violins are kicking up even more. I'm like, this is brutal, right? And
like, wouldn't they be upset about like I don't know how many people have you watched die, Russ?
None in real life, thank God.
Yeah, I think I've only seen that girl die that one time when we were at that bar.
That's right. Yeah, she didn't make it.
No, she didn't make it, unfortunately. But outside of that, I don't think I've ever watched a person die. And like I don't think it would distract me from playing music.
No, you play right
Seems
through.
upsetting.
No, you keep playing. You always keep playing, right? Well, you got a sack over your head. You can't see what's going on, right?
Right. Yeah. Maybe that's why I put the sax on them.
was Belisarius be like, so I need you guys to play something kind of revealing but dark and somber. Like what was like
why? What's going on?
Don't worry about it. Sax over your head. By the way, if you're gonna kill the king, don't do it in a room full of people. I think, right? It's like
think so.
That's a good high up.
It's like
180.
It was like
one.
Yeah.
It's
183, I think.
Yeah, I think it's 183. I think, right?
Yeah. If you're gonna kill the king, don't do it in a crowd.
So Belisarius stabs the king. Carrie Elwes is done. He's been sawed, and the queen is like, "What's happening?" She gets killed. The violins keep playing slow mo, and then fake beard dad is like, "Kill the princess. Kill the."
Yeah, she's like, "Oh, what?" And even though she knew she was gonna have to do this.
Yeah, but like the way he's like, "Go ahead, kill her, do it." Mm-hmm. And she's like,
do it.
And the princess looks at her and she's like, "I forgive you." She's like, "You shouldn't." Boom.
Yeah, it's messed up.
And then there's like a star explosion out of her chest or something. So,
right.
To me, immediately I was like, she's not dead, right? She's still...
Well, because they allude to it in the first one that she has like some kind of actual powers. Like she like brings that bird back to life. Remember in the first one?
Oh, that's right.
You're like, what? Like, I guess that's what the third and fourth movie are going to be about.
Her coming back to life and hopefully seeking vengeance on everyone.
Something mind numbing. Not only do we have to do it for the podcast because I'm sure they'll be bad still, but like now I'm kind of invested in the universe.
I know.
Like now I do kind of want to know what happens.
Oh, no. I hate this. We've been snack snidered. He's feeding us snacks. So the royal family is dead, and dad's like, "Hey, you killed the princess." All of a sudden, fake dad turns on his adopted daughter assassin here and is like, "She killed
Caesar."
Yeah, Caesar. He killed, Caesar. She killed. See what it is.
At two, Belisarius?
In the room full of soldiers, and everyone's like, "She killed the king and the queen." Blah blah. Yeah. And I was like, "This is not how."
Murderer, traitor. Yeah.
They throw lettuce at her, some couple tomatoes, whatever. Some grain. Like, wait, don't throw the grain. We need that.
And then she like shoots everyone except for the people that deserve it
I
for some reason.
know.
Like it's like the low level grunts in the army that are like trying to grab her are the ones that she shoots instead of the people who were in
How
charge.
about how about shoot the guy who just like turned you in? Just shoot him and be like, call it a day. You're
her
in
adopted father?
Oh, that's tough. He literally just turned on you. He literally just turned on you and in front of a room full of people. Shoot him.
Yeah.
Shoot him.
And like everyone just watches also because she just leaves. She shoots like 6 soldiers and then walks out of the room. And like there's 50 people in the room.
And by the way, the violins keep playing. I love
Right,
this
of course.
band. This band keep playing, right?
They're hardcore.
So then we're back to bed, and
Yeah. She's like, well, I fought my way out of that building and I've been an outlaw ever since. Okay, well, glad we wrapped that up.
I was like, didn't we already know this in the first movie? I don't know what's going on. I don't know if you like montages, but we are. I'm not. Are we?
You know I do.
I mean, I think montage in general is a friend of the pod.
That's
You
right.
ready? Are you ready for a harvest montage, my friend?
I think so.
Yeah, because we're doing a harvest montage. We're back to felt, and we are
Come on, you
montaging.
lazy people, wake up! Ringing the bell, wake up, wake
Yeah,
up!
I was like, Titus is like that asshole who's like sober and like waking everyone up early. And I'm like, all right, dude, we all partied last night. Fucking settle down with the bell, would you? Like,
Collect the empties.
oh, you stopped drinking, so the rest of us have to like, wake up now when you wake up. Don't force your things on us, all right? Settle down, Titus. General Titus. If that's
And
your
then we get
title is.
more like shitty folk music. It's like everyone go to the farm and work on the farm.
And it's harvesting for 5 minutes. I'm like,
Yeah.
why
They're
is
like
this happening?
crushing wheat in their hands in slow motion. I'm like, wait, that's supposed to be part of the harvest. Don't like
Yeah, don't ruin it.
you're wasting it.
It's like a shitty beer commercial. We're like, and you smell the hops. Like, stop crushing stuff. Put it in the basket.
Exactly
Move
what
on.
it is. Yep. And it takes so long.
Because it's in slow mo too.
Yeah.
And then we do get like extended version of the subplot here of Soldier Boy and the girl.
Oh yeah, extended version. You mean he stares at her for like a minute?
Yeah. And she looks back. She's like, I'm just smiling because you're being creepy. I don't know what to do because this is called stalking, and
Stop looking at me, Swan.
because you make me feel uncomfortable, and I don't know what to do. Oh my god! Yeah, don't stare at people. Right?
Don't stare. Yeah.
It's not a safety tip. It's just a fact of
Just
life.
rude.
Yeah, just don't stare at people.
So then we cut to the dreadnought.
Yeah.
Our ship here, where the medical guy's like calling the commander. He's like, Cassius, you're gonna want to see this. Like, come down to the med bay ASAP. Like, Admiral's flipping his shit. It's a whole thing.
Yeah, he's having a big hissy fit, which doesn't like the whole thing of him. Like, we're not sure if his brain is functioning correctly.
Yeah.
Like, this is the moment, but it's like doesn't matter. I guess it kind of
Doesn't
matters a
pay
little
off.
later.
Does
A
it?
little bit when he's like, "Oh, just kill them all, shoot them all," right? And they're like, "Our boys are down there." And he's like, "I don't care. Less mouths
Right.
to feed.
But then-
We don't need the grain."
They all do it anyway. Like, it's not like it ever comes back, really. Like,
Oh my god.
we just assume he's insane. He's been insane the whole time. He's the same amount of his, like, I think his brain is functioning perfectly, exactly as it did in the first movie.
It's the expectations are the same from part one.
Yep.
So
Yep.
So yeah, he's Admiral Dumb and Dumber because he got the Dumb and Dumber haircut going on.
That's right. And he like shoots the medical guy who's taking care of him to like show off.
I gotta say in this movie, the straight up murder of like medical people who are just trying to help
Yeah,
is
awesome.
ridiculous.
So funny.
It's so ridiculous. Like later on, it's like these guys are just trying to help you, like, and they do the old like we're hiding out, and like they just kill 6 guys who are like we're literally just here to help you survive.
Yeah, the whole med bay on the dreadnought is doomed, basically.
You just murdered a bunch of medical people who are just trying to help you survive. Like,
It's very silly.
oh my god, it's so dumb.
And you're like,
so
how far are we from Velt? And you're like, a couple days, I guess. And he's like, good. And then
this is
they're
where
like,
we get
talk about the scar thing.
Yeah, the scar. That's it, right? And I was like,
Yeah.
just say it. Just say it. Say it. Do
Got
it.
a Scargiver from the scar from the Scargiver herself.
I was like,
And then
just say it.
And I love how they're like medical technology, whatever, trying to exposit about that. Where they're like, we could just remove that scar for you. And he's like, no, I want to keep it that way. When I bring her body to the Balisarius in the field in the Senate, and like I'm gonna bring the Scargiver to justice, and everyone will look at my scar and think I'm cool.
And yeah, that's long-winded and stupid.
Yep.
But this also leads into a technology issue I have with this entire movie because, like, oh, cool, we can get rid of scars pretty easily. We can bring someone back to life. We roll into the next scene. We're back on Feld. We're doing more harvesting, more harvesting.
Oh my god, it's a big wheat montage again.
And
yeah,
it's like a Budweiser commercial. And I was like, all right, I'm being nitpicky here, but I'm going to be nitpicky. All right, if we can get rid of scars, if we can bring someone back to life, you look at me in the face and tell me we don't have the technology to just have robots and AI harvest the grain for us.
Harvest the wheat way faster. Yeah, I know. I think the point is kind of like these are simple folk.
Like the first jobs that are going are the farmers' jobs because, like, yeah, AI and technology will just do this.
Yeah,
or furthermore, it'll just all be grown in labs anyways. So
yeah, stupid. It's all stupid. But so anyway, they do there's like a little scene here with some little kid that's gonna come back later, like sneaks up on Nemesis, which is like impossible. I still love that there's a character named Nemesis.
I know, right?
Yeah, you can't sneak up on her. She grabs his wheat.
It literally sounds like a Transformer from like the 80s. Like, this one's Nemesis.
Yes. Oh, it's a Star Trek movie. And then they like do a little hat tip to each other. And they're like, I tip my fedora at you.
I wonder if this is going to come back later. It's like a moment that'll mean nothing.
Yeah. And then they do another big A foreshadowed where Titus is like drinking a bunch of water.
Yeah, he's filling up his flask with water.
Yeah. And Cora looks at it and is like, I think he's drinking water. And then they both drink at each other. They're like, look at each other and just drink in slow-mo. And they're like, ah, yes. And then they're like, all right, well, we didn't get enough of it earlier. Get back to the wheat montage. So we do another one.
More harvesting. Yeah. Which would be taken over by robots. Yeah. I mean, once an alcoholic, always an alcoholic. He's not drinking water. You know?
No, for sure.
All right, so we're in the Felt barn here, and we got Soldier Boy reporting back to the ship. He's like, no, nothing to report here. And this is when they're like, where are the others? And he's like, obviously beating the locals.
Yeah. And then Cassius is like, I guess we'll see what happens to the locals after we come and get the grain. And he's like, well, you know what? These dogs deserve nothing but our boot for slaying, for the slain king. Let's all rock for the king. And you're like, okay, well, see you later.
See him.
And then this is when they do the big reveal of like, well, it seems like our young private has chosen a side.
Atticus immediately knows. He's like, he's chosen a side. You know that crew is dead, right? Because he just knows shit. So
those guys are somewhere else.
Yeah, and then we get more harvesting at nighttime. Kind of wrapping up, but more harvesting.
Like we're a quarter of the way through the movie, and it's been mostly harvesting so far.
It's been harvesting and exposition. Oh my god! All right, so then we're at the long
staring off into nothing. There's a lot of that happens in between.
God. I hope future space isn't that boring. So we're in the longhouse here, and we get the locals giving the new crew that is going to bring all this pain to them gifts, shitty gifts, cheap
Jimmy
gifts.
Friend.
Yeah,
the girl there. That's one of the main characters, kind of.
Right, in this subplot thing.
I made you all blankets, and like Titus is the mountains.
They're like flags or something. I don't know. Like
Tarak is untamable spirit like an elk. Milius shines like the sun. Nemesis is fierce like a storm. Goon is heart and gives us all hope. And Cora, you're the guardian wolf. You stand between us and annihilation. And you're like,
literally the Care Bears situation going on.
Yeah.
And this happens. So she goes to this. I was like, oh, she just do like one or two. No, she does the whole crew, all six of them.
I did it in 5 seconds. She did it in 10 minutes.
Oh. And this is the thing we do later on too, where like we do the flashbacks for every single character, and it's like the same setup. Like, well, let's do some exposition now and calm things down before you action.
Yeah, let's all take turns. So then there's music plays and dancing and drinking montage.
Party time.
Goon's Titus, like skull.
Titus does some singing, and we got Hopkins, Sir Anthony Hopkins, watching from afar yet again. He's a big voyeur. He's a big voyeur robot.
That's right.
He's a big voyeur robot.
Yeah, you glossed over the Titus doing a song bit, but I thought that was particularly upsetting because it takes 5 minutes, and he does a song in like his native language or whatever. Antler Hopkins goes to sleep on the mountain or whatever robots do. And then
yeah, that's right. He leans back as if he's going to take a nap. Like, you're a robot. You're just up. What are you
staring at the sky?
Thinking about life?
Who cares?
About that 7.0 buck you killed to get those.
That's right.
All right, so we're next day. We're felt next day, and Titus is he is the sober jerk who's ringing the bell and waking everyone up because everyone just partied, and he's just like, "Let's go! I'm sober, again. You're sober. All right, settle down with your righteousness there, Titus."
Yep. But then we're doing our defense montage where everyone they move the grain into the village so they can't shoot them from orbit. And they like gather up the weapons. And then they are like gathering the rifles and the knives and
ammo.
They're like, we're all gonna die, right? And they're like, yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Right.
But then they like start digging these like surprise trenches, which you're like, wait a second, there's no way they have enough time to like dig these elaborate tunnels in 2 days. Or
they're so elaborate. They're so elaborate. Yeah. There's no way.
They're doing rifle practice, which they're all really good shots. They turn the harvesting tools into weapons.
Crushing it.
Everything's going great.
Which that, to me, well, I mean, I guess, hey, if you're warring to survive, so you're going to take all of our tools that is our existence, our work, our job, and turn them into weapons, then what do we do if we win? We come back. But if you don't win, then you don't, you know what I mean? You don't exist, you can't farm. But like, I don't know, I thought that was kind of weird. Yeah, it's a whole.
Because I mean, they definitely destroy like the entire crop. I think when the war happens in a minute.
Oh yeah, There's no wheat to be gained for any side.
No. And then they're like, oh, and then the key to our victory here, we got to get Cora's ship. The ship that she landed in 2 years ago has been sitting in a grassy knoll for 2 years.
Right.
And Antler Hopkins is like, I could help with that, but he doesn't. No. And they like take like 100 guys to drag the ship out of the woods. And then Cora gets in it and they're like, oh, it still turns on? Cool. And then she like flies it and lands it in the middle of the village and like blows sand on everything. And you're like, how rude.
Yeah, you just like ruined everything.
And I think that's a good spot to end it before we get into the battle hijinks.
Because when we get into ships, we like to take off from part one.
That's right.
I think I did that correctly.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Good enough. That feels good. Yeah. I usually we do like, oh, what's going to happen with a bunch of questions right now, but like nothing has happened, so I don't know what's going to happen.
Will there be another wheat montage?
Is there enough grain for the next cycle? Is Atticus's brain functioning fine? I don't know. No one knows. No one can know. Yeah. Anyways, thanks for listening. We'll be back on Thursday with part 2 of this epic breakdown. Meantime, follow us on Instagram. It's This Meets That. And subscribe if you're listening and share with a friend because that's the best thing you can do. And if Snack Snyder is listening,
bring it. I'll fight you.
You're just a guy. If like Zack Snyder actually like came on a podcast for an interview, we'd probably both be like, "You're amazing! You're
oh wow, you're so cool,
so cool." That scene, the thing with the thing and the sucker punch, and like, oh man,
can we have some of your millions?
And the swords and like the stuff. Like, you're cool. Can we hang out? No, we'd stick to our guns. We'd be like,
yeah, that's why he wouldn't be on a podcast. Yeah. And speaking of bad reviews, don't leave us one. Leave us a good one.
That's
unlike Zack Snyder, who gets bad reviews, right? That's where we're going. I see. I did a little tie-in.
Yeah.
Kind of.
That'd be kind of awesome if Snack Snyder gave us like a 1-star review.
That would be cool. All right. Well, Zack Snyder, if you're listening, leave us a 1-star
review.
Listeners, the rest of you 5 stars to balance it out. Yeah. And maybe a little comment or something. Or if you want to give us a long form comment, send us an email because that's basically a long form comment. It's thismeetsthat@gmail.com. We'll read them in trailer trash like we always do. Or go to the website because we've got all the old episodes. At this point, we've got quite an archive, hundreds of hours of content.
So many safety tips.
Merch. Go get something at TeePublic. We got coasters and t-shirts, tank tops. It's almost summertime, baby.
Let's
in
go.
the Northern Hemisphere.
We got underwear? Do we have thongs? What, is that a thing? Is that okay to say?
I'm sure you could get an ITMT thong. Yeah.
Right? Absolutely. Do it. Yeah. Have one.
There's probably more information about other people involved with the podcast, like our cast of characters that are real people.
It's just not us running this. It's not just us running this. There's an entire team. Seriously.
That's right. Information about where you can find Russ's book, Host, which, spoilers, wherever you buy books, go buy that book.
Yeah.
And there's all kinds of other shit that I haven't even thought of. But isthismeetsthat.com is the place to go.